was a typo, and I'm like, welcome to Two Capes. I'm Jared. I'm here with Taladia Plays. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, man? I mean, sorry, I'm a little bit late. I've been editing. It's been a crazy day. First Marvel Rivals drop.
Hey.
Now
What's up, Robert?
Anyway, I watched the trailer and the preview. I didn't find much wrong with it. It felt like they were trying to go very realistically for what a dog can be like.
Yeah, but still, it's like I don't like Corn Sweat's scream.
It didn't feel that bad.
All right, agree to disagree on that, but I am happy. My lady Emma Frost is coming to Marvel Rivals.
Why is she thick?
She's coming.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, I can go with that.
I had to let you know immediately. I was
she is thick.
You and Nick both tagged me, Taladia, that Emma Frost is being added in, so I'm like, there you go.
Your lady.
My favorite female mutant is I can finally play as my favorite female mutant, and she looks gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Does this mean Comics League is gonna go all Marvel rivaling?
Maybe on stream. Yeah,
with Tristan streams.
That's true. It's just she does it too early in the day when I'm at work.
And she does evening ones.
If she does an evening one, I'll probably hop on to do that. I'll talk to Tristan about that. But
if nothing else, you can join on for custom matches in the evening.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, the purpose of this episode, ladies and gents, for you guys to ask us any questions that you have concerning content, concerning Marvel DC stuff, whatever you guys would like to know about. Like, first off, I've been getting caught up on Daredevil Born Again, and it's really fun. I like it. Anyone that said that they downplay the religious stuff is lying.
So I'm wait. It's finished now, isn't it? Daredevil, correct?
No, it's not. I do not think it is. No.
No, I mean in terms of this season, the first.
No.
season.
I'm saying no.
Yeah, I don't think it is either.
Okay, if it's not finished, I'm gonna wait until all the episodes are out and binge watch them all.
There's 9 episodes, so there's 2 more in this season. So you have to wait 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
God dang it! Dang it!
It's pretty good. Trust me, it's worth the wait.
Yep.
But you know what I've been getting into though?
What?
Invincible.
There you go. Attaboy. Isn't that good?
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Atomic Eve. I don't know what it is. Mark. I have no idea.
Here are all my Invincible books.
As soon as I mention Invincible, Jared has to go get the book.
Yeah, but yeah. And so actually, Britt and I did an episode of Legacy comparing the Adam and Eve to Superman, Wonder Woman.
Okay.
And I got to explain to her that the thing about Invincible, as it relates to like the evil Superman thing, and Robert's got his stuff, is the cool part about it is, it takes the whole evil Superman thing, and you're muted, Robert. It takes the whole evil Superman thing and kind of inverts it by making Omni-Man like have a redemption arc. So they kind of really like weigh in on that, and I really dig that.
How about now?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Yeah, now we can hear you. Yeah.
No autographs.
Oh, I was about to say, do you want to show off autographs?
Hey, I got something to show you as well. So.
All right, let's see it. What have you got? Hey, you got the Superman hoodie. There you go. Attaboy.
Nice.
Yeah. Anything Superman related, I have to get.
Hey, what's up, Tevia? How you doing?
Hey, Tevia.
By the way, we forgot to mention this. This is episode 265.
Yeah.
We're that close to 269. Just saying.
We're that close to 300.
Yep.
Yeah.
If we do 300, we got to do something 300 related for the episode. We just have to. Speaking of that,
I'm so far ahead of you with my PTNs, though.
I know. Well, actually, Zach's new movie was announced as well. He's doing a mixed. He's doing a UFC movie.
And
I'm like,
choice.
I'm like, that could work because he has experience directing hand-to-hand combat, as in the case of 300, and it looked really good, particularly with like Zack style of slow motion. Yes.
Slow motion.
Actually, the BVS in the what's it called, underground fight thing.
And the
scene.
warehouse fight is basically
Yeah.
that. So you could definitely
Yeah.
have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. So definitely, I'll definitely take a look at it. There's a lot of other movies I'm also checking out as well, including
Thunderbolts.
Lilo and Stitch.
Yep.
Yeah. And
what do you guys think of the Sentry's costume?
All right.
not bad.
It's not horrible. I mean, people are like, of course, the MCU has to add all those lines, and I'm like, yeah, what's the problem?
Yeah,
Prob-
it's
the
realistic lines.
That's the way it's got to be. It's not. Marvel's been doing this forever.
Yeah.
The one problem I find with Marvel though is they spoiled the film before the film came out.
Oh, you mean with Taskmaster?
No, with the fact that the Avengers Doomsday cast, the chairs thing basically summarizes them being in.
True.
Well, it already tells you which characters are going to survive that movie. It would be kind of like they're doing like a.
I'm still surprised Sentry's surviving, since they almost always have it be the bad guy wins and dies.
It could be he sacrifices himself to take out Doom, maybe.
Nah, that doesn't sound like something you would give to the Sentry.
It depends on how powerful Doom is, though.
I just had a thought.
I doubt it. I doubt it. That does not sound. You do not give it to the Sentry. You give it to the 4.
I have a funny feeling Doctor Doom and Namor is gonna have a fling with Mrs. Fantastic.
No, throw Namor into the sun.
Right. Namor, you mean?
No, I'm calling him Namor. Maybe Doom kills him.
I'm just saying because that's what he's called in the MCU, but not in the comics.
No, I think that's just the way the actor pronounces it, but because I think in Black Panther they call him Namor.
Everyone's been sticking with. I've been hearing so many people say Namor, even in Rivals.
Well, I'm not. So, and plus, I hate the character of Namor, so I'm good.
Oh, why?
Because he's always making moves on other people's girls.
Just Sue.
He also has made advances on Emma while she's with Scott.
Really?
He even kissed her.
Oh wait, that was during the Fraction era, wasn't it?
Yeah, and what's up, Julian? Yeah, so I'm like, you know what? Screw you, Namor. You have no respect for the bro code.
So,
well, in his eyes, he's above the bro code.
So, Jared, I got a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
How do you feel about the new 52 Superman coming from McFarlane Toys?
I like that.
I'm getting that
one. I'm getting that one, and I'm getting the Golden Age Diana action figure. I need those two.
I had to send you that because I was like, it's new 52. I said, you know what? Let me send this to Jared. I saw this on my timeline. I said, Jared will appreciate this at least that, I thought about him, because it's a new 52 guy. So
I had to.
Bro.
It's my Superman. Tevia says, I suppose you saw the 5-minute sneak peek for Superman. Okay, so my issue is I still don't like the suit. Fortress looks great.
And the robots look great.
Robots look straight out of All-Star Superman, so that part's fine. Crypto, I'm like, it's the shriek Superman makes when he jumps at him, and I'm like, why?
Yeah, but it sounds like a sound any dog owner would make. And as I said, as a dog owner myself, as a kind of squeak you would make when someone jumps on you, and a dog jumps on you, and they don't understand. Oh, you're not here to play. You're in pain.
It's again about. I'm just like. Cameron says, yeah, I know, 265 episodes. Yeah. What's up, Xavier? And Julian says, what are your thoughts on MJ being Venom?
Wait, what? Wait, what?
You didn't hear?
They revealed who all new Venom is. It's not Paul, it's Mary Jane Watson.
But apparently she's been keeping everything a secret from Paul.
Maybe she can eat Paul.
Yeah, it sounds like they're really amping up the issues here. But it's like, wait, she's already jackpot, and now she's Venom?
Yeah, I'm like, why?
Yeah, it's like
what if this is a way for them to separate Peter from MJ even more and make him like screw off and then go and be with the resurrected Gwenpool?
That would be the ultimate middle finger.
No, because Kalani, you remember the Gwenpool they're bringing in is the actual Gwen Stacy resurrected.
Yep, they're gonna be doing that.
I know. What I'm saying, that would be the ultimate middle finger to Mary Jane fans.
Yeah, I know. And then Marvel's been giving the bird to Mary Jane fans for a while now.
Yep.
Unjustifiably, when they shouldn't be doing this because you're telling your customers to screw off.
But they feel like people are gonna still buy it regardless.
Which they need the book to tank. Hey, what's up, NJ? How you doing?
Like I've said before, they are so reliant on that.
Yeah, it's because you have the Marvel zombies, as I call them. There you go.
Oh yeah, yep. They'll buy red even if they'll buy red even if it's dead.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of Marvel, Satavia, and their stupidity, do you guys think Tom Brevoort is finally cracking, giving us? Well, I think it's starting to get to him.
Yeah, but I don't think anything's gonna change.
Yeah, because likely not even with him, because
he knows where the bodies are buried.
Plus, he's near the end of his career, so he's probably just riding it out for like 5 more years.
I don't think that he's.
I
think he's gonna stay through while the movies are still hot.
Wait, how old is he?
Well, he's been around since the 90s.
Okay. I'm just like wondering if he's in his 60s, 70s.
Nope, definitely not that old.
Oh, I love he's 58. By the way, Tammy brings up a good point. When Brevoort says if you don't like the current Peter and MJ thing, then don't buy the book.
How'd that work out for Kelly Sue DeConnick?
Yeah, exactly. That's how Aquaman was canceled.
Her difference is no, that's not why it was canceled, dude. She made that statement long before her Aquaman book. But no, she made that, and that statement was made in a very public form, but more so than just social media. I think that did more harm than good for her. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would say so. But yeah, so what other questions do you guys have? We can answer anything concerning Wonder Woman, Superman, DC Gaming, whatever you guys would like to hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can it be gaming as well?
Yeah, I just said DC Gaming. By the way, is One More Day considered the anti-Spider-Man that started the hate of Peter Parker?
I wouldn't go that far.
It ramped it up. It didn't start it, but it ramped it up.
Yeah, it definitely didn't start it.
I just wish that they'd explore more of the OG Gwen Stacy.
May I?
Yeah, go ahead.
There's one thing though, but there are people who have explored her a lot, and unfortunately, you have so many people who have this sainted Gwen mindset about her.
Which is where we get the story where she sleeps with Norman Osborn.
As to try and take me a pot shot at it.
And I'm like, well, that's the way to take a pot shot at it.
So, Jared, I did want to ask you this. Right? I know you're a console guy, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think of the new Switch?
The price is ridiculous, as is the price of games. $80?
Tevia just asked that right as you were asking at Delania.
Oh, okay, that works. But yeah, are you freaking serious?
And you know the funny thing of all is, you have all these things being done, and yet people are still being like Xbox is doing all the stuff they've done with the Game Pass. Oh, why are they doing that? But Nintendo's been charging us through the nose. Well, it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. But the problem with this, it's like we're getting into the. I get the feeling we're gonna see a repeat of the old Wii U, where it's like, except it's too expensive. In this case, it's price plus $80 to $100 for a digital game. Are you stupid?
Jared, it's tariff.
We've been getting there, sadly.
Jared, for us, it's tax tariff as well, so we're getting 10% plus you guys.
I'm so sorry, brother. But it's like, yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? You're Nintendo. You don't need to charge. Plus, it's not like the Nintendo Switch has the same hardware of like a Series X. It doesn't. It's supposed to be a more lower end console comparatively. So if it's lower end, you don't get to charge it the same amount.
Right.
That's not how this works.
That's not how any of this works.
And the battery life is less than the original. Just saying.
Well, so at the start it will be.
Mm-hmm. Makes me question if these post-modern gamers really lived during the 70s and 90s. I know some of us, unlikely for your panelists, we lived to remember most of it. Yeah, to a degree. Yeah, exactly. Like this could also open Pandora's box with GTA 6 possibly being $100. Possibly. It's not confirmed yet, I don't think. If it's $100, that game is not going to... Like this way, if it's $100, that's going to scare off some people.
Some people, but not enough. You know it.
Yeah, some people, but not enough. That's why I corrected myself on there.
So, Jared, I got to ask you about that Marvel game.
Mm-hmm.
What,
like
Rival?
that? No. It's like I saw it in the Nintendo Switch last week. I don't know if you saw that trailer, Jared.
For what?
It was a Marvel video game. Like it has Venom.
Oh, you mean the pixelated one?
Yeah,
that looks good.
The brawler.
Yeah, that looks really good.
It's by the same people who did Turtles, the Turtles game.
Julian wants to know why I don't like why I don't like these super bad. A, that's never been a thing. 2, Batman and Superman are straight. 3, Batman and Superman are diametrically opposed characters,
and they're friends.
And they're beyond that, ignoring the friendship, there are 3 very specific reasons why that cannot work. Same thing with Wonder Bat. By Xavier says, I understand the different dynamics between the two, Julian, but if people are going to bring up brains versus brawn, I'll go one step over and not referencing Marvel, but Norse mythology symbolism. I don't know what that is, but okay. But
wait, are they asking about shipping the two?
I think so. Yeah.
What?
There are people that ship those two, just like there are people that ship Damien and John
and Kirk.
Yeah, exactly. Because according to these people, they can't be just friends.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, we're not saying about you, Julian, just others.
No, yeah, exactly. It's other people that we have observed, but essentially the thing about it, I think the whole opposites attract motif or like enemies to lovers thing has been dramatically overdone.
Oh, big shippers have done that to death.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want to see this again. Do a new thing. If you can't think of a new thing for these characters, don't ship them together. That's it.
I think the She-Ra character stuff was pushing it too far.
Yeah, exactly. Tavia wants to know. Refer earlier to Tavia to when we talked about that, but I'm excited. Let me put it that way. I'm excited.
I am too.
Yeah, I'm 3. I've Jared, can I say something? Right?
Yeah, go ahead. Of course.
I had to literally do 2 recordings today, back to back.
Oh,
and
geez.
it burnt me out, and I was just like, God dang it! I have to do this, I have to do that, and then messaging people, and it's like, God dang it. But what I was going to say to you, Jared, also I wanted to mention this. What comics are you picking up?
Actually, that's a good question because I recently made my monthly trip, so I got some good stuff. Let me
nice
grab out the box. Okay, so I picked up for fun this Batman Hush hardcover edition.
Nice.
So I got that. And it came with, and because I got the first issue of Batman Hush 2, I got this special like ash can that's all of Jim Lee's black and whites for issue 2. Absolute Batman 6. Absolute Martian Manhunter, pretty decent as a matter of fact.
Nice.
Absolute Superman, and of course 5 issues of Absolute Wonder Woman because of the covers.
Of course.
I had to. Action, a 1084, Aquaman 3, Avengers 24, Batman Hush 1, Batman and Robin, Detective Comics, Challengers of the Unknown 2, G.I. Joe 315,
Nice.
Green Lantern 21, Green Lantern Corps #1, Insurgent Iron Man Part 1, Justice League number 5, and the Johnny Freesom cover.
Nice.
King Spawn number 43, Red Coat 10.
Nice.
Spawn 362, Superman 24.
Nice. That's a good issue.
Immortal Thor 21. I recently added Thor to my pull list.
Let me guess. That scene I showed you with Freya got you interested?
Yeah. Transformers 18, Ultimate Spider-Man 15, Witchblade 9, and then I got a JSA 18 issue and Bombshells 14 for fun. And then I got the first volume of Jeremy Adams' Green Lantern. Wait. Moon Knight Volume 2, Superman Space Age, and Captain America Truth.
Right.
And then
that's a lot.
Yeah, I got a lot. You seem to have a lot of comics. Do you ever run out of room? That is a concern. All of us have that concern. But the thing is, here's the thing: you can never have too many comics. So it's not that's the journey of the collector, Julian. If you run out of space, you find space. Yeah, in Russia, in Soviet Russia, space finds you.
Now, NJ,
I think the Wonder Woman fan is the only Wonder Woman fan that is totally indifferent about the success of Superman movie, regardless of it being a hit or flop. We know for a fact Wonder Woman is it's not. We don't know that for a fact. You could say she's not a priority.
She's not a priority, but they still have their somewhat working on Paradise Lost. Again, we haven't heard much progress on it, but that's still better than Zero Plan.
Yeah, but the problem, I see what they're saying, because the same stuff, the same situation happened to like Authority and all those other projects, and those are all but canceled.
And I get that, but at the same time, saying they have zero plans, no. Once again, there's a multitude of factors going into all this, as we have said before, time and again.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that? Like we've said this before many times.
Yeah, it's not as simple as people think it is. It can't. Let me put it this way: it should be, but it's complicated.
It ties into the whole, the very origin of Diana at DC.
But here's the thing: they really should. Let me put it this way: this is the problem with announcing stuff before it's actually greenlit and done. Because guess what? You lead to situations like this where you're like, but you announced it, but are you canceling it? What are you doing? This is why they shouldn't say anything until it's greenlit.
No, I get it. You're not going to be arguing that.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it is because of the contract. A consideration is the contract. It's not like the main thing.
Right. Exactly.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was disappointed by CinemaCon this year.
Mm-hmm. There wasn't a lot of like big things there.
There wasn't a lot of like for the WB panel. There was only Superman, and I was like thinking maybe they'll share some light on Supergirl, or maybe even some concept art for Lobo would be pretty cool to have, right? Because if they even showed a glimpse of a concept art of Lobo and some of the other characters from Woman of Tomorrow,
agreed,
it would have been something to salvage that panel.
I gotta say, NJ, we're not saying hate on the Marsdens. We're not saying that.
No,
because I think of the same Marsden.
Because it's half and half of an issue. It's half DC and half Marsden. Yeah,
and now for a lot of what kept it from her, them doing much beyond her having a solo project. Yeah, blame the Marsdens on that one, because that's all they would have accepted was a solo effort.
Yeah, exactly. And tell me, it's different from the New Gods comic that the New Warriors comic that was coming out. It's a similar situation, but I love how that comic never came out.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it was announced and then it was torn apart.
And they thankfully made the smart decision for once.
Yeah, but well, yeah, because it's like that was one that it's bad when people think it's a comic skate troll.
Yeah, people thought it was a Comicsgate troll. I remember that.
That's when it's bad. But what other questions do you guys have?
If you got questions for me
Mhm.
about my time away, you can ask me any questions while I've been doing it while I'm away as well. I'll take questions on that. If I've been reading comics, I'll tell you guys what comics have.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go. Which comics have you been reading?
I've been getting into starting off on Kingdom Come. I've actually started reading that.
Okay. There you go. That's a good one. Alex Ross.
Yeah, I've actually started on that because I finished Secret Origin while I was away, while I was out of home. I read for a full week, reading page by page Secret Origin. I was just like thinking, why not pick up Superman Brainiac? I should have picked that up. And I regret that. But I definitely am digging what's it called, Kingdom Come. I'm actually digging the story, especially the beginning part, like how it's telling the narrative from the Spectre and the old guy's view, the old man's view, and I'm just like thinking, yeah, this is gonna be really interesting, really interesting, because it's my first time reading what's it called, Kingdom Come. I've never read it before, Jared.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I thought
you're in for a trip.
It's a very interesting story. By the way, so Julian says, have you guys heard of Telltale Batman? Yes, I have.
Yes.
It spends a little too much time on Bruce Wayne for my taste, but it's fun.
But I do like how you guys decide which Batman do you go for. Do you go for the breaking limbs Batman? Or like it does what I'll say, they did a better job at making us be a different Batman than Arkham did.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Yeah. And Tavia asks, do you guys feel that Spider-Man Brand New Day being named the new movie and Beyond the Spider-Verse news? Because at least we have a release date for Beyond the Spider-Verse. That looks great.
I'm excited for Beyond the Spider-Verse, to be honest with you, because it's been far too long since the last one. And I'm like thinking, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. I was just muttering to myself.
No, I was going to say that Beyond the Spider-Verse for me it's the trilogy, and I'm like thinking, yes, this will finish the trilogy off.
At least we finally have a release date.
Yeah, and I have a release date, and what excites me the most is how Miles, the Prowler Miles, is going to be in this.
That looks really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
By the way, Cameron says, I've been thinking about this after rewatching Batman Beyond, but do you guys think that I don't think DC should have a definitive future, period.
And that should not be the definitive future, because that means Bruce is miserable.
Yeah, do not. NJ, Wonder Woman is not doomed. Don't take this as doom and gloom.
No. And again, NJ, all we're telling you is don't look at it like DC has had a vendetta against Wonder Woman, like a lot of people seem to want to claim. But at the same time, don't say that. It's a complicated. We're just saying it's complicated. It's not black and white. Some people want a villain. Don't just jump onto that bandwagon. That's all we're saying.
Exactly. And yes, Batman Ninja 2 is really good. But Talaya, did you watch Batman Ninja 2?
Batman Ninja 2? Yes, I did.
Wasn't that good?
I was lost for words.
I showed a buddy of mine who's never watched really anime before that movie, and the minute that they're shooting Yakuza members out of a giant gun into Gotham, he's like, "What the hell is this?" The minute they said Yakuza Hurricane, he was like, "What the hell?" And I'm like, "Don't ask." But,
by the way,
but Superman. I just gotta mention this. Superman in Yakuza League. Like, what's with the dragons? What's with the dragons on the arm, man?
The tattoo? That's their way of doing the costume.
But then he has no boots. He only has feet. I'm like thinking, doesn't he get
None
cold?
of them do. Except for Green Lantern.
But yeah, I was just saying with something I've been reading, because I'm gonna do a PTN on it. Jared, remember when I had you on for 300? And we went over Xerxes?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be doing a similar follow-up to a Miller book. Ronin 2.
Oh, okay. There
And
you go.
it's weird.
Yeah, there you go. I have a couple of those issues.
It is. And have you ever read the original Ronin?
No.
Then let me guess, you were completely lost, weren't you?
Yeah.
But even then, even for having read it, I'm still lost.
That's Frank Miller for you. By Tavius's question. Do you guys see? I don't watch The Devil May Cry. That's not me.
I've seen a bit of it, but no, I haven't fully watched it. But other things I've been going over, the other Frank Miller Present books, going back over them, like the Dan DiDio written book, Ancient Enemies.
Okay, there you go.
And where they got Katie Kubert of the Kubert family doing this, Pandora, which they are working on a follow-up to. This was all her. Miller basically just gave her some ideas, but this was mostly her working on it. Frank had very little involvement.
So, Robert, what's your opinion on the Secret Six book?
I've been enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a logical follow-up to Absolute Power.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Specifically what the build-up to Absolute Power.
Yeah, exactly.
And I do actually like how they reveal, Dreamer didn't kill Waller because she knew she wasn't meant to pull the trigger. Jay was, after what Waller had done.
Yeah, I understand that. It's interesting. And
have you read it yet?
I haven't checked it out yet. I've been getting caught up on Batgirl, which I've been enjoying a lot.
But yeah, was I right though? It's an ongoing, not a.
Yeah, it's an ongoing. Yes, the Secret Six are still a thing, Cameron. They just brought them back.
Oh, and they have confirmed that Deadshot is still a zombie-esque from Task Force Z.
Well, yeah, of course, because Waller wouldn't keep Deadshot's wife's name out of her mouth. I had to.
By the way, I had to mention this, right? If we mention Batgirl 3 times, baby hands will appear.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Batgirl.
So let's see. What other questions do you guys have about DC Comics, Marvel, Wonder Woman, whatever you guys would like us to answer? Can be anything. Here we go. Do you guys? How do you guys feel about Catman having a beat with Deadshot? Or Robert, this is you because I haven't read it.
Makes sense. It makes sense after everything that was last handled with the characters.
There you go.
It makes absolute sense. And Catman has not been seen around in ages.
Yeah, the last time I saw him was in Endless Winter.
Exactly. And I gotta say, talk about a character that Gail Simone just recreated from the ground up.
Mm-hmm. Cameron asks, speaking of Waller, do you guys like this new direction DC has been putting herself, because she is seriously starting to go into Lex Luthor?
She's always been there.
Yeah.
She's always been in there. They've made me, in fact, she worked under Lex during his presidency.
Yeah, she's basically the government Lex Luthor, if I could summarize her briefly like that.
Exactly. Now, have they made it a bit more emphasis on her being maliciously evil? Yes.
Oh yeah, 100%. But it's like
she used to be, but
she's always been that like morally ambiguous character.
Yeah, she's always been. Just that lately she's gotten the resources to actually do something about it, as opposed to just being stuck behind, like government program.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the important thing here. Absolute Power was a case of she finally got the resources.
Yeah, Julian says, do you guys think if the Invincible show becomes successful, expands to more shows and comics? I don't think it could compete with Marvel. I know they are expanding into more comics, like with Battle Beast, but still.
But there's only so many things they can connect.
What's your theory about the Wonder War? Do you think Lizzie will save her mom? But yes, I think.
Yes.
By implication of the Trinity series involving time travel, they're basically telling you it's going to go back in time and like reorganize stuff.
Well, again, we don't. Here's the other thing, NJ. We don't know when she died.
Yeah, because we don't know. To go into more detail, we don't know in relation to Trinity going to see the Sovereign that she died.
Exactly. We don't know because they say growing up with her mom instead of the Super Sons. We don't know if Diana had died before that or not.
Because it could be that Diana died before, like, all the backups.
Yeah, and if that happened, that might explain a lot.
That would explain why Diana never showed up, but still, it's like...
Yep.
It's still dumb. But anyway, question. Speaking of Invincible, that reminds me, you guys think the Invincible War happened in the Marvel Comics universe? Which characters do you think would survive? All the DC characters would probably survive because you have Superman and Wonder Woman there. And it's like, well, here's the thing. Marvel would have a more difficult time, because here's the thing about DC again. DC has ridiculously powered characters.
Exactly.
Way more.
I do think Marvel might actually have at least be able to outsmart them more.
They would be able to outsmart them because that's Marvel's thing, but DC for raw power, yeah, DC should be most likely would be able to handle it.
Now,
no matter
if we have Odin Force, current Odin Force sword, and Thor could be able to put up a bunch of them. Yeah.
Yeah, no matter what Robert Kirkman tries to say, Omni-Man would not beat Superman.
Never. Wait, he's actually tried to say that?
Yes, he has. Him and Ryan Otley have tried to say that, and I'm like, no.
Nope.
That is not happening.
Everyone could beat up Homelander.
Everyone could beat. It's kind of funny. So one of the first.
That's that battle for the best. He's a small fish, a big fish in a small pond.
Yeah, it's like I did one of the first fan edits I ever did on the channel was a Zack Snyder's Justice League versus Homelander. And as soon as I put the thumbnail up, people's like, oh, Homelander's getting his ass beat.
Yep.
And that's just what he does. Because my theory is if the other soups actually rebelled against Homelander, they'd win.
By the way, you guys know what? You guys want it was Death Battle. You want to know what the next one is?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Say rest in peace, Master Chief, because it's Master Chief versus Doomslayer.
Oh.
It's the rematch people wanted.
Chief can win.
No.
After what Slayer can do?
This is Jared's difficult.
The Master Chief fell from space on the wing of a starcraft.
Slayer got launched with a huge gun and fired right into the core of Mars. He was the bullet.
That's not what happened in the game.
In Doom Eternal.
No, he got launched into a space station. He didn't get launched. No, he shot a BFG at Mars. He was not the bullet at that part.
Yes, he climbed in and he said, "You can't launch yourself into the planet."
No, that's not what happened. I'm gonna look it up.
Lads,
I'm gonna look it up.
Lads, I gotta say this, right? I can't. You know what makes me laugh right now is because the way that Jared says that didn't happen in the game. Just mention it casually like that. I'm just like, that's funny. Okay, new question.
He enters the catapult. That's correct.
Yeah.
Catapult. Okay.
Look, here we go. I'm gonna. It's not gonna share audio for obvious reasons, but here you go. So he loads in. Because I recently played this game.
All right.
He loads up.
But still, that amount of force for that gun.
The Chief has done similar things. So he doesn't get launched into Mars. He gets launched into that space station.
Okay, you're right. Okay, fair enough. But
still. You can't fire at Mars. You can't use a big gun to crack a hole in Mars.
Okay. That's a correction.
I know what you're talking about, but no. Chief can still do it.
Nah, I'm sorry. No, I would say, can we agree? It was already proven against Doom Guy. Yes. Doom Guy doesn't stand a chance.
Who's Doom Guy?
That was Doomslayer in the first few games. The original Doom game. But against Doomslayer, the fact that he is ripped through demons that are normally bulletproof.
So a Chief who had his bare hands. The Chief is an enhanced super soldier.
But
the Chief has literally thrown a tank at someone. In the Halo novels, Trust me, it gets a lot more crazy in the Halo novels.
Yes, and Doom, and they would take that into account, but they would also scale
This
the
is
Doom
just-
player.
This is getting wild, guys. In the
Right,
chat.
Julian asks, other than her origin, do you not like Trinity due to her yes, personality as well? Because, and I talked about this in the April Fool's stream because that was one of the things I had to read. When she first shows up, she's late, but then she's like, "Why are you guys late?" Well, maybe I was late because I had to clean up your mess, and I'm like, "Oh, shut up." Max says, apparently in an interview with Word Balloon, King says Trinity is about daughters reconnecting with their fathers. Why even call this Wonder Woman's daughter when it's more like Steve Trevor's daughter? Because Steve Trevor doesn't sell comics.
And he's 6 feet under, as Jared usually say.
And that's where he should stay. But I'm like, yeah, it's amazing how in a world that centers around Wonder Woman, King is basically not focusing on Wonder Woman.
Agreed.
That is the true hilarity of this Hacks run.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, what other questions do you guys have? It can be on anything you guys would like some clarification on.
Have you been playing Assassin's Creed Shadow?
I've been playing Odyssey. He's been playing
Shadow. I've been through it, and I actually just beat it, and it ends on an anticlimax, unfortunately.
Oh man.
Now, the rest of the game is good. I really like the character, especially Naue. I really like Naue a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My thing is, between the two of them with their romances, Naue's the one who really gets just hot and heavy with her love interest.
You know,
Yasuke is kept more subdued.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny, Jared? In Assassin's Creed Shadow, you can see all the old Assassin's Creed games. So like Odyssey.
Oh yeah, because didn't they like launch a new game launcher that basically has all the games there?
Yep. It's the Animus.
Yeah, it's the Animus thing. So yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of cool having all their games in one hub.
And you get to see your queen, Cassandra.
Yes. Would you read a Steve Trevor comic or a Lois Lane comic, Steve? Because at least Steve has like a little bit more of the military angle, whereas Lois I have no interest in. I know which one Robert would pick.
Nah, depends on who's writing.
Depends on the writer. Would you read another Lois book by Rucka?
Depends on multitude of factors. I would say this at least. I would at least check it out.
What would be the situation where you would say hell no?
If you should not be named with involved again.
Ben
I almost said it.
Lois.
Oh,
I said it.
Hey.
God damn it. You douchebags.
You're the one who said, why did you say that name?
By the way,
I avoided it.
I'm still struggling to understand how Emily's random Amazon kid killed the whole Amazons. No, it's because it's Wonder Woman. It's Tom King's OC. That's why.
Yeah, and again, there have been cases of characters in the future who've slaughtered others. You had what was that one character's name? She was basically Diana's future corpse brought back. She was supposed to be Wonder Woman's doomsday genocide.
Mm-hmm. Right. Cameron says, do you guys think it would be a good business move to hire comic YouTubers to write movies? No. Maybe consult on them. Yes. I think consult on them. Yeah.
But no, because unless they're professional writers, no.
They could still consult and say, hey, here's what my audience is interested in. And maybe you could take that to like determine like, and you can take like a pool of that and try and get like a general like temperature on what the fan base wants. You could do that.
Yeah, but never, ever right.
That's what they should do. That would be a fun like job for DC Studios to do, where they're like, let's hire a bunch of content creators and ask them to regularly just poll their audience.
Okay.
This guy right here. Just saying, this guy right here.
Put me in, coach.
Put me in.
Yeah, we'll do it. What? Hire the Comics League. Well, I know Britt and I have some really choice words about Steve.
Yep, and John, no, they have not tried to make Steve a member because he would be a supporter
liaison, like he wasn't in the New 52. They're trying to make Lois one.
But they only would do it so far as she has powers. Once she doesn't have powers.
Well, here's the thing, though. they did it only in Williamson's Justice League book. Wade does not acknowledge it.
Well, yeah, but that's
It's not intentionally he's ignoring it, but it's like, yeah, it's not
it's
factoring
not
into
part
my
of his
story.
story. No, it's not part of his story though. That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, exactly. But the way I see it, it could be she's fighting alongside the Justice League, but she's not on the team until
it was like revealing in Secret Six that Dreamer didn't get a card.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, she was not in the Watchtower and the meeting in the special.
Yeah,
that was like all the characters. So I'm like, I really don't care. How long do you think Lois Kimmy's powers? Not long. Probably, I would say about as long as this event that they're building to. So probably to like September or maybe into 2026.
By the end of the year. By the end of the year.
Yeah, it was never meant to be a permanent thing.
Never. That is so obvious. It was never meant to be.
Yeah, exactly.
So Jared, just want to mention this as well. This year is the 10th anniversary of Arkham Knight.
Ooh, I may have to play that for a fun stream.
Now, here's a question for you guys.
Yeah.
What's an obscure, non-Big Two character, comic character that's your favorite? Who's your favorite?
Witchblade.
Witchblade?
Okay.
For me, it's Judge Dredd. I am the law.
RoboCop.
Oh, wait. I got one. I got one for you, Robert.
Law is not the law. I am the law.
The law.
Wait.
Judgment time.
You know, but the voice I go is based off of the Big Finish audio production of them, where he talks about Dread the Control.
Speaking about Judge Dredd, the actor who's playing Judge Dredd in that clip,
Carl Urban, he's Johnny Cage. We know
Johnny Cage.
Butcher.
Yeah, and the Butcher. He just said he did at CinemaCon. He did a really good thing. Says, "Hey, Johnny."
Yeah. But you know what? Again, I was hesitant about him playing Johnny Cage until I saw that picture.
And he made him look younger.
Yeah, he's got it. Tevia says, speaking of Marvel Comics, how do you feel about the Spider-Verse versus Venomverse? I don't know. What are your thoughts on Batman kill the Justice League? Do you mean Batman in Suicide Squad kill the Justice League, or if Batman can kill the Justice League? Because you're talking about Batman in the game, not necessarily that good. If you're talking about could he kill the Justice League, yeah, he can.
Speaking about Suicide Squad kill the Justice League,
yeah,
it's $5 on Steam.
Of course. Robert.
Yeah.
Here.
That's a question for you.
Oh. To be fair, dude, they're just going to keep doing these Spider-Verse events that have no consequence to the main stuff. So, yes, it's dumb, but it sells. It sells.
Mm-hmm.
By the way.
It's all good, Julian. It's all good. Yeah, there you go. Attaboy.
I never knew there was that.
Yes, there are. There are many crossovers for that.
The only one I know is Superman. And
one of the artists, Simon Bisley, who did this. No, not this cover, but hold on. He did.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
I like that one. That's good.
But yeah, like I said, I always like having him talk like this.
What's your favorite DC and non-Marvel crossover?
Non-Marvel. Oh.
Mine is Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. That's dope.
Justice League versus Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I would say this one. The Batman Judge Dredd.
Justice League Power Rangers crossover. That was a good one.
That was a good one.
Oh,
no, I take it back. Batman Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic right there.
That's a classic.
Let's see right there. Because my favorite is there's the image of where Batman literally made a Pacific Rim Jaeger to fight Godzilla. I'm like, of course.
Why do they have to dump on Guy?
Or Jason, where they're like, I'm going to take the shot. Don't take the shot, Jason. I really want to take the shot.
But the fact that they treat it like, well, when Guy died, they treat it like it's no big deal.
Yeah. Tevia says, how do you feel about WB canceling Hogwarts? We talked about that last year, but it's like, I don't get it either. Yeah, but what other quick questions do you guys have?
Well, to be fair, though, I personally feel about that is that Yeah, it's a shame they're canceling it, but focusing on the. Oh yeah, we do know about that, Sean. We do know about
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. We recently lost
Val Kilmer.
Yeah, Val Kilmer.
It just raises too many questions. I love that clip.
Mm-hmm. He was a honestly underrated Batman. Iceman from Top Gun, so many roles in there.
Yeah.
But, Bob and James on Bob reboot.
Yeah, but as it relates to like the content of this channel, yeah, he was a Batman that doesn't get talked about enough. I think he did on par with what
with Keaton, I think.
Yeah, he did. He had a good Batman voice, and he had honestly a pretty decent suit.
And I think I prefer his Bruce Wayne over Keaton's.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, me too, a little bit.
We have to see the businessman side of it. He's the only one we have. I mean, Clooney to a point, but he's the only one where we legitimately saw him as the businessman.
Yeah, exactly. The other one, Keaton was just a little bit too crazy.
Creepy, crazy.
Yeah.
Clooney was the playboy. I bought the playboy.
I think Bale was the playboy type of person.
No,
yeah, him too.
But Clooney, but I would say, of the three, I think Kilmer had the better balance.
Of the three, yes.
Of the three original movies, between Keaton, Clooney, and Kilmer had the better balance.
But you know what's so weird about that when he passed away?
What?
It was right after CinemaCon, the first.
And it was on April Fool's Day, so I was like, "Is this an April Fool's joke?"
Yeah, because
here's a question. Here's a different question for you guys. What's a show or movie that, but not counting the Snyderverse,
Okay.
Is there something out there that has been that ended on a cliffhanger or has ended unresolved that you would love to see resolved?
Okay, that's an easy answer for me.
What's that?
Green Lantern, the animated series.
Young Justice.
Oh, yep, there you go.
But to be fair though, Weissman's never going to give a definite ending.
No, he was never going to do that because he's going to keep going for more seasons. And because remember, they weren't sure if this was going to be the last season, the last one they had. But no, they didn't do that.
Now, for me, though, it's an obscure one. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. Space Cases on Nickelodeon.
No, I've never heard of that. I've never heard of it.
Yep, that's the show that had Walter Jones, a.k.a. the Black
Ranger.
Black Ranger in it.
Okay.
A group of kids who were on it. It was done by Bill Mooney, a.k.a. Will Robinson from Lost in Space, and Peter David worked on it.
Exactly. And by NJ says, do you think King will do anything interesting with Cersei or has any big plans in the near future?
Yeah.
No. Sorry, NJ, because I don't think he's going to last past Mouse Man. I got to be honest with that.
Here's why. Mouse Man, either an original character or such an obscure villain, are the ones that King would rather utilize.
Yeah, which is stupid because it's like you're not highlighting her actual rogues gallery. But anyway, I
have seen that trailer, Sean.
But yeah, he's not gonna get to that. He's not gonna even get the chance because again, I think that depending on how long his Mouse Man story is, that'll be about when he hops off.
Yeah. By the way, yes, I've seen the Megan 2 trailer. It's gone from horror to action.
Oh God, I hate when they do that.
No, it works here though.
It does?
Well, it's because really, what else can you do with Megan afterwards that isn't just a repeat, watch once, repeat?
Yeah, that is very true.
She's going up against another mech who's even more dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And they play up to stuff like, remember when I tried to kill you? It won't happen again. Thanks.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that's a good place to leave it. So we had a good Q&A session.
To answer that question, Tevye, do you think should get revival? Well, they are working on Spider-Man 98. That's in the talk. That is in the talk. As far as the
exactly.
Avengers, no.
Yeah, so Taladia, where can we find you and what have you got coming on your channel?
So you guys can check me out on YouTube at Taladia Plays. What I've got coming up on my channel is I will be posting up 2 reactions tonight and tomorrow. Tonight is the Superman reaction, the sneak peek, and then tomorrow will be the Marvel Rivals Season 2 trailer reaction that's going up. and then also on Into the Multiverse of DC Comics podcast that I'm doing next weekend. I'm having Luke Bug, the Geek of Steel, coming on my channel.
Hey, cool.
So he is actually coming on the channel, and I'll also be doing some Snyder Fans Read Comics with Jared. We're bringing it back.
We're back.
We're back, and we're doing Absolute Batman and Absolute Superman, where it's the escape of Krypton.
Yeah. How are you, Robert?
You see my video down below. I got a bunch of PTNs in the can. I gotta start uploading them soon because I gotta get doing more work stuff up. So I need to do that in the meantime. And yeah, that's about all.
All right. And you can find me on Weird Science or wherever you guys get your comic book podcast. I currently have the episode of Wonder Woman Wednesday where I compare Tom King to Absolute. 3 guesses on where I align on that debate. And for movie night, I'll give you guys a movie tomorrow because I think it's my pick this week. So, okay, so it's my pick this week. Talati, I think it's yours next. Robert, and then Jahid.
I owe you guys from last month, so
It's all good, dude. Don't worry about it. You let me know beforehand. That's the important thing. And in terms of Super Wonder Legacy, Britt and I will be detailing our favorite Wonder Woman runs and what they really contribute to the character. So, stay heroic, everyone. Robert, you ready? Lois Lane is Lois Lane. She belongs to General Zod. Zois and Maxabat for life. We will see you later. Bye-bye.